Boston Garden, 55-47. Welcome back to our Prudential at the Half, everybody. I'm Brent Musburger. The NBA made some news along with the NBA Players Association today. They announced a moratorium on all contract signings from mid-June into October. They hope that this will accelerate talks toward a contract settlement, and there will not be a strike in the NBA. My pleasure to introduce a man, well, he didn't introduce and develop the sport of basketball, but folks, it certainly seems that way, doesn't it? The great Dr. J, Julius Erving, who is retired from the Philadelphia 76ers. Doc, awfully nice to have you with us tonight.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here, a pleasure to be with you, Brent, and certainly to be in the Boston Garden once again.
Now, the Boston Garden, we just saw hostilities accelerate. In my opinion, James Worthy probably frustrated. He has not played well in 2 games. He was taken down hard. Did you think anybody should have been thrown out following that incident there late in the half?
Absolutely not. I think you got 2 of the best officials in the business calling the game tonight. And if they didn't throw anybody out, then nobody should have been thrown out. James was a little feisty because he got hit high and he got hit low. And I'm sure he has been a little frustrated by his play up until the last 3 minutes.
You know, Doc, I got to give you equal time. I saw Larry Bird's video cassette on Sunday. This one, folks, if you want to learn how to fly. Doc, what are you going to be doing with yourself besides peddling video these days?
Well, I'm trying not to peddle it. I'm letting the professionals do that. I've learned over the years that if somebody's good at something, keep them on tap, not necessarily on top. But right now, this is my grace period between retiring and deciding really what I'm going to do next. I got a couple of pans in the fire, as you well know, and also have a couple of personal relationships with my family and friends who I would like to just catch up on.
How about a broadcasting future? You talking contract, Jay? Maybe I can help you.
If I have to go to school again, then I don't know. But I'm not going to rule that out. It's something that is definitely a possibility. It's something, I have a subtle interest in. And as we progress with that, we'll see.
Doc, tell me about ownership. Financially, you are certainly independent. You have the wherewithal, and you have the contacts. Would you ever like to put together a group and try to buy an NBA team?
Sports team ownership is something I really don't know a whole lot about. But as I've gone on record as saying, Billy Cunningham and I are pretty good friends. And I'm sure if an offer came my way, he would be the first guy who I would go to and talk about it.
How about a coach? If somebody came to you and said, hey, Jay, we'd like you to coach our team, would you give it a whirl?
Well, no, Brent, I'm not interested in not that coaching is going backwards, but from where I've been as a player, to start over in the coaching ranks, I think would be sort of counter to the direction that I need to go in.
Doc, if you were putting together a team and you could have your pick of any great player in the NBA, who would you start your franchise with?
Well, I'd start out with J.R. Reed. Oh, he's not in the NBA yet.
There you are.
Actually, I'm a smart person. I hope so, and I think I would have to start with Hakeem Olajuwon. I think he would be a great fixture to have because you probably would pick him too. He's willing to learn. He works very hard, and from all I hear about the guys who play with him, he's a dream to play with.
How about some of the toughest people who played against you? You're all opponents.
Well, I had a long career, and playing 16 years, you've seen all the great ones come and go. Starting out in the beginning in the ABA, we're talking about Joe Caldwell and Jimmy Jones and David Thompson, Bobby Jones. Moving into Philadelphia and playing 11 years with them. Certainly John Havlicek was up here in Boston. Larry Bird followed him. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who I think is the all-time best on my list of anybody I've competed with, has to be right up there with Isaiah, Magic, and I got a whole host of teammates that I'm going to have to leave out.
I'll tell you what, folks, I'll tell you what he'd make one of the greatest politicians I've ever been around. We're going to come back. We're going to talk some more to Julius Erving, and we're going to meet a man who has become one of the most...
Halftime in Boston Garden, and the Old North Church lit up from behind. It's 55-47 in favor of the Boston Celtics, and it may be like an old-time Boston-LA rivalry. A lot of people think something was missing. Well, watch this. Dennis Johnson fouled James Worthy, and Johnson and Kite, it looked like, both put down Worthy, and Worthy, who had not had a productive first period, then started going after Kite. A double technical foul was called on Worthy and Kite. No shots taken, and a personal foul was charged to Dennis Johnson. Look at Pat Riley getting right in the middle, and what else is new? This is another angle of the same play, and this is Worthy going in. Dennis Johnson commits the foul, and Kite, both of them with a hard takedown, which has been part of a lot of what we've seen in the playoffs. So No one was thrown out of the game, and the officials seemed to handle it very well. Tommy, your observations at halftime here with the Celtics in command at this point.
One of the things that should be considered is that all the Celtics starters played over 20 minutes, and the Lakers count on building up a fatigue factor, and it very well could work to the advantage of the Lakers now coming in the second half. Casey Jones did not use his bench as well as he in this game as well as he did in Game 3.
And right now, we're going to go over to James Brown for a report. JB?
All right, Dick, thank you very much. I talked with the Laker coaching staff about the first half, and they indicated that they are pretty much resigned to the fact that the Celtics have and probably will continue to stop their fast break. So